Hey Ken, so good to hear from you on your next bit of writing. Well done. So this is a bar chart here. Let's have a look. So the bar chart illustrates sales figures of two different colour leather shoes in certain European countries. Okay, it can be seen the number of brown leather shoes sales figures demonstrated incredibly low in Belgium, while black reached a bit more. In contrast, brown performed the highest number. In which approximately, okay, let's just have a look at this in a little bit more detail. Okay, it can be seen that the number of brown shoes sold, so people bought them, so we go brown shoes plural, sold, demonstrated incredibly low. You can't demonstrate incredibly low, that doesn't work. So let's use demonstrated later. We can't, you see, the thing is you've got sold and demonstrated next door to each other. Let's take out that. Demonstrated, yeah, that Belgians do not like this colour with, it's almost a bit too many words, as sales were only 5,000. Now it's in thousands, so you need to put the thousands in there. Okay, so the number of brown leather shoes. No, we're going to go back. I'm sorry, Ken. Look, Eugenie sold. Let's go back to where you were. Sold in Belgium. So forget what I said there. Sold in Belgium. Let's keep it simple. Now you can have was around, or only around 5,000. So it wasn't 5 to 10, it was more like 5,000. Okay, while its black leather shoe figures, yes, so Belgium reached a bit more. Yeah, you can put just over. A bit's not very sort of academic, but a bit more, or just over 1,000, so 100,000. Good. In contrast, lovely. Brown leather shoes perform the highest number, in which approximately 100. Okay. Now the shoes aren't performing, so brown leather shoe purchases were highest among Polish consumers, yeah, at around 135. So once you get the subject of the sentence okay, then you're all right. Yeah, so were the highest, you had that. In contrast, brown leather shoe purchases were the highest among Polish at around 325, yeah, compared to 105, which was highest, or the largest of all countries. Okay, so all I'm trying to do, sorry, it's without confusing you, make sure the subject of your sentence is right. So that black leather shoes received the best figures in Hungary. So you're just going about it in a long way round. Hungarians purchased it's not really the best, the most quantity of black shoes. Yeah, that's nearly. Okay, combining to, yes, good. And I really like that idea. So combining the two types of shows, yeah, but you don't need to have that because I know it's compared anyway. Okay, totaling whatever, and so add the two together. But that's right, so Hungarians bought the most. What you're doing is adding in a lot of words, I feel, and I think I need a bit more content. So for example, what I want is a sentence like Hungarians, for example here, I'll give you an idea. Hungarians purchased most of both varieties of shoes in the given year, with sales amounting to around, what is it, 140, I think, isn't it, of each. While, so let's contrast this, sales, well, the least amounts of shoes bought were by, so I want to find a country which is low for both of them, because I'm grouping this information together. So low for both, I'm going to go, probably France actually is pretty low by French shoppers. Yeah, okay, so that sort of sentence. So you've got a lot of extra words in there, and I know that if you don't quite know what to write, it's easy to kind of put in extra words, but let's keep this meaty, let's keep it tight. So group the information. So if you look at back on it here, I could be grouping these ones. So all these orange ones, I can put them together. Yeah, these purple ones, I'm going to put those three together. So that's the kind of comment I want to have. That's obviously big. Yeah, these are quite high. All these three are quite high. So you can't tell me one by one, it's too long, but you can give it to me in groups and that works. I'll direct you towards our website pages on task 1, so get into that and do a bit of research on that. Yeah. Traditional foods being replaced by fast food. To what extent do you agree? So interesting planning, well done. So experts have been debating, careful, ing there, whether the positive or negative influence will apply while fast food cultural as a replacement for local food cultural to modern generations. What? Hang on. Okay, we need to unravel this because that doesn't make sense really. Whether traditional foods are being replaced by fast food, I would go whether the trend towards eating more fast food is having a positive or negative influence on family values and traditional eating patterns. Okay, I think you really need to show me, Ken, that you understand the question. So you can use the template, absolutely, but make sure that what you put in works. Will apply while fast food cultural as a replacement for local food culture. I think the word you want there is culture. But for me, that just doesn't quite make sense. So this is fine. What I would also suggest is that you use examples from where you live. So Ben uses that just as a model, but use examples of where you are to make the essay more kind of personal. Youngsters seek trendy, fast-making cuisines rather than their country's conventional food. Has caused enormous issues to their relatives and social health system. Okay, evidence that youngsters, you need to go who seek, has caused enormous issues to their relatives. And yes, behind this is that, so be careful, you need to add words. You can't just put your essay in there. So I really want you as well. Industrial fast food processes tend to execute different, so cooking, yes, execute efficient and rapid, so it's fast methods of cooking, good, in which, just which contain high calories, yeah, okay, that are known to be dangerous for health. So the more you can expand all this, the better. Yeah, so think of adding extra information in here. Teenagers, careful with these, you don't need that. Either you've got to have who are aged or just take it out. Has 30% higher chance to be diagnosed as obese. You want the adjective, this is the noun, obese. 6 McDonald's, okay. Traditional food being replaced by fast food has caused damage. Very good. Nice work there. Okay, I understand what you mean. So what we're going to do, Ken, as we go forward, is to really look at some of the grammar issues here, because some of these sentences are kind of working, but they need to work really, really well. Although there's a case for fast meal culture. Now, be careful with this sentence. This is very hard to use. For fast meal culture, creating ing health problems for current society. Yep, good. Its impact of business model. I wouldn't be talking about business model here. I think you've got to go back and talk about family. If you read the question again, impact on families. This is what we really need to be developing here. So its impact on families, yeah, cannot be, so you'd have to go, its negative impact here on families cannot be overstated. What's happening? What's happening is that people order takeaway food. It all comes at a different time. They don't sit and eat together. Families aren't connecting with each other like they used to. The mums aren't teaching the children the recipes, so we're losing that idea of traditional recipes. That's what we want to be talking about here. Restaurants which provide conventional cuisine do not usually include a hygienic dining area. Nevertheless, this phenomenon has improved after international philosophy demonstration undeniably strong competition. Okay, I get what you're saying, but for me, this is not really answering the question. So I want this idea of society, impact on society, what's happening. So those ideas I talked about before. Yeah, so again here, I would kind of have another look at that, connecting it to society. Okay, I'm going to try and find an example of an essay, which I think is good to show you what we're looking at, okay? Although the new habit has proven invaluable contribution, detriment to people's health, good, is still... So here you want to put should not be ignored. You can't have is not ignorable, so I would go here, should not be ignored, good. Grow amongst youngsters, fantastic. Okay, so absolutely, I like that. So you've got lots of ideas, Ken. I think it's just going to be practice, honestly. But so well done, good work on those, and let me see what I can find to help you.